Assalamu alaikum, I am Shaima and this is Rvision News. Burmese government should disband panel on crimes against Rohingya. Facebook takes down more Burmese accounts over military links. International organizations continue to withdraw honors from Myanmar's Aung San Suu Kyi. UN Security Council mules action against Burma over Rohingya crisis. Burmese government should disband its Commission of Inquiry into abuses in Arakan State because it's clearly unwilling to investigate alleged grave crimes against ethnic Rohingya, Human Rights Watch said today. At a news conference on December 12, 2018, Rosario Manalo, chair of the Independent Commission of Inquiry, stated that the commission had found no evidence to support allegations of human rights abuses in the 4 months since it officially opened its investigation. Her statement shows that the Commission is disregarding evidence and testimony collected by United Nations fact-finders, the United States State Department, and international human rights organizations since violence broke out in Arakan State in 2016. The Myanmar Commission's dismissal of the extensive documentation of gross human rights abuses against the Rohingya makes abundantly clear that it's not about seeking justice, said Brad Adams, Asia Director. The UN Security Council, which has been negotiating its first resolution on the Rohingya crisis, should view the chair's comments as further evidence that Burmese Commission is not a viable path to justice for victims of abuses. The 4-member commission set up by the Burmese government in May is the 8th domestic commission created since violence broke out in Arakan State in 2012. None of these commissions have led to justice or accountability for human rights abuses such as extrajudicial killings, rape, torture, and arson. Rosario Manalo, the Commission's chair, is the former Deputy Foreign Minister of the Philippines. The Commission also includes Kenzo Oshima, a former permanent representative of Japan to the UN, and 2 domestic commissioners chosen by the government. Facebook has removed hundreds of additional accounts, pages, and groups in Burma from its social networks after discovering what it called coordinated inauthentic behavior and links to the country's military. The social media giant had previously removed accounts, including that of Burmese Army Chief, after criticism it had failed to act on hate speech amid violence against Rohingya in the country. Facebook said in a blog post late on Tuesday that it had removed 425 pages, 17 groups, and 135 accounts from its social network and 15 accounts from its Instagram photo sharing service. It was continuing to investigate other pages that mislead others about who they are or what they are doing and could breach the company's policy on misrepresentation. The shuttered pages included seemingly independent news, entertainment, beauty and lifestyle pages were linked to the Myanmar military, and other pages removed in August, Facebook said. The removal of Burmese-linked pages in August followed a UN fact-finding mission that called for top Myanmar generals to be persecuted for what it said was a campaign of mass killings and gang rape against the Rohingya carried out with genocidal intent. A Reuters special report in August found that Facebook failed to promptly heed numerous warnings from organizations in Myanmar about social media posts fueling attacks on minority groups such as the Rohingya. The UN fact-finding mission singled out Facebook for criticism over its failure to address hate speech in Burma. Facebook said in November, a human rights report commission showed that it hadn't done enough to prevent its social network from being used to incite violence in Burma. For many years, Burma's de facto leader Aung San Suu Kyi was the darling of international community, lauded by global organizations and political leaders for her decades-long struggle to bring democracy and reform to the country. However, she has subsequently faced a barrage of criticism over her country's crackdown on Rohingya, with the United Nations investigators branding the mass killings and gang rapes as actions with genocidal intent. World leaders such as Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad have censured her over the alleged atrocities, calling Aung San Suu Kyi's responses indefensible. During a meeting in November, United States Vice President Mike Pence also told the Nobel laureate that the persecution by her country's army was without excuse. Some have gone further than simply issue criticisms, with a number of organizations withdrawing the honors bestowed on Aung San Suu Kyi. This week, South Korea's May 18 Memorial Foundation became the latest body to make such a move. These are some of the awards and honors that have been rescinded over the genocide on Rohingya. Guangzhou Human Rights Award, Ambassador of Conscience Award, Elie Wiesel Award, Freedom of the City Honors, Honorary Citizenship of Canada, Honorary Presidency, London School of Economics Student Union. Although she will retain her Nobel Peace Prize, as the Nobel Committee rules don't allow for prize to be withdrawn, many nations and international bodies have moved distance themselves or cut ties with the once celebrated figure. The UN Security Council is considering action to push Burma to work with the United Nations to address the Rohingya refugee crisis, although China and Russia have so far boycotted talks on a British drafted resolution, diplomats said on Monday. The draft resolution aims to put a timeline on Burma, allowing the return of more than 700,000 Rohingya refugees from neighboring Bangladesh and addressing accountability, said diplomats, speaking on condition of anonymity. The draft resolution would warn that the 50-member Security Council could consider further steps, including sanctions, if there wasn't enough progress made by Burma, diplomats said. It was unclear if or when the draft resolution could be put to a vote. A resolution needs 9 votes in favor and no vetoes by Russia, China, the United States, Britain or France to pass. The draft was circulated to Council members late last month, and diplomats said that there had been several rounds of discussions. Russia and China attended an initial meeting, but have not taken part in any further talks, diplomats said. The text would push Burma to implement a memorandum of understanding with the UN development and refugee agencies that Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi's government signed in June, as well recommendations made by the Rakhine Advisory Commission that was led by former UN Chief Kofi Annan. The draft resolution doesn't include a referral of the situation in Burma to the International Criminal Court, diplomats said. UN Security Council envoys traveled to Bangladesh and Burma in late April. In October, China, backed by Russia, failed to stop a Security Council briefing by the chair of a UN inquiry that accused Burmese military of genocide against Rohingya. Thank you for watching Rvision News. To know more, visit our website rvisiontv.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter.